Hello everyone, I hope you guys are well. In this video, I want to show you guys a trade that I caught on Friday that allowed me to make just under $10,000. As you can see, it was a short position on the NQ. And yeah, that short allowed me to make 9.6k. Over here is the trade that I took. And in this video, I will be explaining the entry, the thought process, and just the strategy behind this execution here. First of all, I would like to mention that the strategy that I trade is a very simple strategy. It's support and resistance using the 50 EMA, the 200 SMA, and the VWAP. Trading the breakout or the bounce, or just trading the chop. But in this example that I'm going to show you, and in this trade recap, this position that I took was a short, and it was a short breakout. Now, okay, cool. Let's go straight into the breakdown. So as you can see over here, in this moment here, we had this key level, which is, down here at 23,800. This was a key level of support at the moment. And this was also a key level of support as well, as this is the low created on Thursday all the way till Friday. Until Friday, we broke this low and then we came lower. But yeah, now if I remove this, no, actually we'll keep that on, but I'll remove, what's it? Okay, no. Okay, this is good. Right. Now, the initial idea was to keep an eye on this low. Now, keep an eye on this low, and for whenever price were to come back into this low, to see how it reacts. Whether if we bounce or break through, right? And in this case, we actually broke through this low here and continued lower down to 700s. Now, eventually we made a bounce back up into this low, and then we went above the low. Many people would think that, right, it's time for a reversal. This might be the time when NQ makes the turn. However, I was keeping an eye on the 50 EMA the whole time, the 200 SMA, and the VWAP. Now, these three indicators are very important to me. It tells me whether, price would be trending lower or higher. If price is below all three of these indicators, then I would rather stay short and stay short until I'm wrong. Now, in this case, I stuck to the idea of staying short. I didn't really think that markets had enough, momentum to push higher, just because we've been trending lower and lower for the past couple weeks, ever since we had the war with Iran and the US and Israel. So yeah, very, very bearish this whole month of March in general. And just price staying under the 50 EMA just gave me more confidence to stay short. And that is exactly why I stuck to the short. We in fact indeed break above the 50 EMA. However, we came right back down, and that was also a great indication that buyers are weak. Let's talk a little bit about the entry. Now, the entry was it's very simple. This strategy is essentially just a support and resistance breakout, or you could call it a support and resistance flip or whatever. This is how I saw it, and I'm going to explain how I saw it. So this low here was very important. We broke below this low. As you can see over here, we broke below. We created a new low over here. Now this low is now our key level. It's important to see how price reacts once we get back into this low, whether price wants to come in and then eventually bounce back up higher. But yeah, in this case, we broke below this low. Now, breaking below this low, we are also breaking below support. Now, support is not holding up, so now it just tells me this is a perfect indication for a short breakout. And I actually took it a bit earlier, before the break of the this low here that we have at 23,710. I took it as 23,715, and I'll go over on the chart as well, so you can see that I actually took this position. As you can see, I took it at 715.5, and I TP'd over here at the market open, which we will go over. But yeah, this was the trade. I took it here on the break of the low. So yeah, like it's a very simple trade. I held this. I had my stop loss above this high here for 63 points. You know, above the 50 EMA. If we do decide to break, then we'll get stopped out and fine. We're wrong on that trade. But in this case, the trade played out perfectly well. We targeted 23,555. That was exactly 9.6k for me. Could have held it a bit more for the 10k, but price was very extremely volatile at the time, so I decided to take my profit at this level here. So also 23,555 was just a key number for me. So yeah, I just took the out there. But yeah, this was a great trade, very simple trade, you know, very simple strategy, just not overcomplicating everything, you know, support and resistance using the 50 EMA, the 200 simple moving average, the VWAP, price is under all these three indicators. So I decided to stay short. I would say first, identify the bias. My bias here was clearly shorts. You know, we broke below this low. We're under all three indicators, and this just indicated a short for me. You know, so I stuck to the short. Using the 50 EMA, we can see that this 50 EMA acts as resistance. As you can see, this line, this blue line over here, acts as resistance, and every time we come into it, we just fall back down. So yeah, it was great. Like, we had this bounce here. First of all, we broke below this low here. We came down, we created a low down here, came up, came back into the low, and as you can see, like, we tap right on the 50 EMA and come lower. And that's exactly when I took my short at 7.15. I held this till 5.55. As you can see, it was the market open. 5 minutes into the market open, that is when I TP'd on this trade. Yeah, kind of sucks because imagine I held it all the way to the market close. Would have caught a very nice 480 points on this short here if I held it to the low. But you know, I don't want to make too much profit on Top Step in case they move me to live, which is something I don't really want. Obviously, it's controversial because some people say, you know, live is good. Some people say live isn't. In my personal opinion, I believe that live isn't so great with Top Step. I've had live before, but I'm just not really a fan of it. But yeah, this was the trade that I caught. A very nice, simple trade, support and resistance, breakout, and yeah, just took the short. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this trade breakdown. This was the trade that I took. It was great. What a great way to end the week. And let's hope that April is a great month for trading. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.